Welcome to part 2. Hey everyone, so today it's time for part 2 of my little collection of the Actually Happened series. So in case you were unaware, this was a horrible animated channel that basically made up all their stories that many YouTubers made fun of back in the day, like 3 years ago, which is sad to say is back in the day, that 2020 was back in the day. Anyways, yeah, so I noticed that this channel is completely gone now. The only way I've been able to watch any of these videos and make fun of them for you is through re-uploads. I ended up finding out why, and I'll put the picture on screen so you can pause that if you want to and read everything. But basically, they're gone now, so let's watch another one of their videos.
Hello everyone, my name is Emily, and recently my life has started to resemble a TV series.
Or a really cringy YouTube video that some random white guy might dig up in 3 years and talk about.
All 16 years of my life, I have felt pretty different from both of my parents. I was never really like anyone in the family. Not in the way I looked or even in the way I acted.
I mean, you are a straight up different race. It's not hard to figure out what happened.
Both of my parents were really good at sports. Mom used to be a cheerleader in college, so she is very muscular and skinny, while Dad has always been good at any ball game, especially basketball and tennis.
Tennis is gay.
But I can hardly be called an athlete of any kind. I'm not even good at running, so I usually end up trying to skip my PE classes all the time. At first, my parents were worried about this and even took me to the doctor. But
damn, is it really that hard to just accept maybe she's just not athletic? It took her to a cancer doctor.
I was completely healthy and normal. I just wasn't created to become an athlete. As for me, I hate everything connected to physical activity.
Me too. That's why I handicapped myself. That way I can just roll around all the time.
I'd rather read books or draw something. And I'm really good at natural sciences. This is actually what calms me down and helps me relax.
Okay, I didn't ask, but thanks.
I'd probably say. But I always felt pretty uncomfortable when the whole family gathered together and played. Let's say football. I'd just sit somewhere under the trees and sketch another family portrait.
Because I'm not like the other girls.
This makes me feel different from everybody. And I don't look like anyone in the family either. They are all brunettes with blue eyes and dark skin.
Whoa, you just said dark skin. Wait a second.
When Mom gets tan, she looks like a real goddess. And I'm a chubby blonde with gray eyes. An extra sun makes my pasty white skin as red as a tomato.
Alright, I just want to think about that sentence. My pasty white skin.
But there are some times when I feel like I am in the wrong place. Although I'm pretty sure that many of you have felt the same way at least a few times in your life.
Yeah, when Uncle Marv took me to that house full of lesbians, that's when I felt out of place.
I was home alone when the mailman came and brought a letter from the local hospital addressed to my mom. I never meant to read anyone else's correspondence, but this very letter made me feel nervous.
I don't know, the only piece of paper that could scare me that much is a draft letter. I shouldn't be getting one of those until at least 6 months.
Illness and just doesn't want me to find out about it. That's why I decided to carefully open up the envelope so that no one would notice I'd actually done it. The information inside sent me into shock.
What was it?
The letter said that 16 years ago, on the night I was born, the fire alarm went off suddenly, and that incident made the nurse on duty panic and switch 2 babies, me and another girl. At first, she was scared to confess this because she thought she might lose her job.
Yeah, now there's no doubt in my mind that this shit is fake, because that makes no sense at all.
This woman is terminally ill and is about to pass away soon, so she decided to confess her mistake.
What a coward. Could you picture being a serial killer and then on your deathbed you're like, yeah, I'm sorry for that, by the way.
Not my parents. And this fact explained why I had always been the black sheep in the family.
No, actually, you were the only white sheep in the family.
And rereading the letter over and over again, and didn't even notice that my parents had returned home. When I saw them, I couldn't do anything but just burst into tears and run to my room.
Hey yo, this is the part where I interrupt the video, that way I don't get a copyright strike.
I didn't know how to react or what to say, and was just lying on my bed when my parents knocked at my door. They looked totally down in spirits and worried
Totally
about me.
down
Dad
in
kept smiling
spirits.
just like me, while Mom tried to find the right words to say. She said that this horrible mistake won't change anything in our relationships,
Okay, that's pretty easy to say.
our beloved daughter, and that I would be the only one to decide whether I want to meet the other family or not. I felt frightened and depressed about that letter. But when my parents hugged me, I realized that I loved them more than anything in the world.
Damn, you are really simping for your parents.
I couldn't sleep at all. A few times I heard my mom crying in the bathroom. And I noticed that Dad went outside to smoke, while he had been a non-smoker for as long as I could remember.
Unfortunately, Dad got addicted and eventually died of lung cancer.
My biological parents. Their address was also included in the letter, and Dad called them. It turned out that they had also received the same letter and were about to contact us. We decided to meet at a cafe. You know, I immediately recognized the other me at first glance. She looked just like my mom. The same hair and eyes, same mannerisms, and even the way she waved at me.
Think you'll come again?
And I turned out to be more like my biological father, especially the way I looked. Only my total inability to be athletic turned out to be inherited from my mother. The meeting went really well.
Why the hell does this look like the Last Supper?
And no one knew exactly what to say. But everyone seemed to be pretty friendly towards each other. We spent about an hour together at that cafe. On our way back home, we were all completely silent.
Okay.
The thing I was interested in was whether now they were going to switch me out with their real daughter and give me back to my biological parents. It turned out that they were afraid that I myself would want to leave them to go to live with another family.
Really, they probably should switch kids. That 7-Eleven ain't gonna run itself. I didn't mean that, I'm sorry.
Family. Of course, none of us wanted to change our lives. Now our family, or rather both of our families, has undergone a scary, although very interesting period in our lives. We now need to figure out how we are going to live, what we will say to the rest of the family, and how we will communicate with one another.
Damn, it's not like you're trying to find the killer from 7 or anything.
Anyone. But I always wanted to have a sister, and now I seem to have one. Soon we are going to meet each other again. Who knows? Maybe the new meeting will help us merge our two families into a bigger and happier one. Now you see how my life resembles
probably
a TV
not.
series. Let's just hope for a happy ending.
Well, this channel got removed from YouTube, so I guess we'll never find out if that fake story ended happily. So I appreciate all of those who tuned into this one. This is the second part. I'm actually thinking I'll probably make a third one, and then that'll be it. Because I'm sure I can find another one of these videos re-uploaded. This has been pretty fun. I like you guys. Give me a little taste of a Tootsie Roll. So yeah, I'm also thinking about maybe working on a bigger project. So there might be a time soon where I go a couple days without uploading because I'll be working on something bigger. So thanks and stay safe.
I don't feel much pain, got a knife in my back.